just said he was law enforcement. I mean, he played them. He played them like a fiddle.
Police say a man threatened employees at this strip club with a gun and knives. KOIN 6 investigates why he wasn't arrested for more than 2 years.
And a victim in this very case told our Dan Tilkin he thought he was just witnessing a police cover-up after the suspect claimed to be a sheriff's deputy.
And I know, Dan, you've been looking into this case for months now.
A long time. This KOIN 6 investigation is about much more than what happened at the strip club. It's also about the discretion police and the mental health system have deciding the fate of a suspect, whether they face the prospect of years in jail or are released quickly to get treatment.
I've never thought that, mentally that something like this could break me.
Eddie Santos was working at the DV8 strip club in Southeast Portland in the summer of 2018 as a bouncer, keeping an eye on a customer who was spending hundreds on one dancer.
He said he was a retired sheriff's deputy and that he worked with canines.
The dancer would later tell police the man, who we now know as Charles Wong, was fixated on her all night. And he became emotional and started telling her how he just pulled the plug on his father. Around 2 in the morning, Wong was escorted out of the building, and when he reached his car, Eddie says Wong pulled a gun from a bag, but Eddie calmed him down.
And he grabs the gun again, and that's when he's like, I just want you to know this is how easily I could kill the both of you. And he points it at me, and he clicks it. I mean, he dry fires a gun at me. That click will never leave my head. Like, I've had nightmares about that click.
Eddie says he took the gun away and again calmed Wong down. But it didn't last long, and the manager called 911.
So I'm outside dealing with him, and he's just swinging these knives at me. And so I grab one of his wrists, and I grab another wrist, and I'm just like, look, dude, just calm down. Like, hey, this isn't you. It's like you were a sheriff's deputy. You protect people.
Portland police showed up and surrounded the club. The report says Wong appeared intoxicated, and Wong continued to ignore commands and began walking towards our vehicles. We commanded him to stop and go to the ground. He began saying he did not have anything on him and proceeded to place his hand inside his left pocket and pulled out a badge, wallet. He tossed the badge on the ground. Around 2:30 in the morning, Wong surrendered.
We thought we wouldn't see this guy again.
But 2 days later, Eddie says Wong came back.
I'm just looking at him like, this dude's crazy. He has the same gun on his side. I mean, how is this possible?
KOIN 6 has learned Portland police had not taken Wong to jail. Instead, the officer explained to him, "We were concerned about his safety and harming himself. We told him the best case for him is to get evaluated by a doctor to see if they can help with what may be depression." The officer wrote, "I then spoke to a social worker where I briefed them on the incident. After speaking to hospital staff, I left the scene." Police tell us they used their discretion and took Wong to a hospital on a mental health hold. He believes that this is a case of police officers covering up for someone who police officers thought was another law enforcement officer.
Okay.
Is he wrong?
He is wrong. He's wrong. There's no evidence that suggests this man was in law enforcement in any way. There was a badge that he had, and that badge said something about Deputy Chief of Rehab or something like that. The officers decided that what was best for him that night was to get him to the hospital.
Medical privacy laws make cases like this hard to track. But once police decide to take somebody to a hospital instead of jail, their fate shifts to the judgment of doctors and social workers, whether they have a mental disorder and face a danger to themselves or others.
So it's a pretty complex system.
Kathy Shumate leads a team of investigators from Multnomah County's Involuntary Commitment Program. If her office is called in by a hospital, her staff may file a case with the courts to have a person committed to a mental facility. The court hearing has to happen within 5 days, and in Multnomah County, only about 15% of cases go to a civil commitment hearing.
It may be that the behavior that occurred happened because someone was intoxicated, that this wasn't behavior that was occurring because of a mental illness. because that's a piece we have to have. We have to have a nexus between the dangerous behavior and a mental illness.
Under state law, if a person agrees to voluntarily get treatment, they could be released in a matter of days.
One of the goals is that we help the person who's being held, that we help facilitate treatment for their illness in the least restrictive manner possible.
I just kept calling, trying to figure out what was going on.
Eddie tried for months to get answers about why Wong wasn't arrested. He complained to Portland's Independent Police Review, which found the officer's actions appeared to be within policy. That's when Eddie turned to KOIN6 for help. And since last December, we've been asking questions about why Charles Wong wasn't charged with a crime. Eddie also went to the district attorney. And finally, more than 2 years after that night at the strip club, Wong was indicted. Right now, he sits in a California jail awaiting extradition to Oregon. Portland police admit they could have done a better job communicating with Eddie.
And I think that's what the community expects, is that jail is not the solution for everyone. And certainly this man was pretty distraught that evening, and they thought the best way to help him and to fix the situation was by getting him evaluated.
Like, they should have done their job and then made this, you know, I wouldn't be how I am right now. You know, it's like, I'm not okay.
So generally speaking, there is so much gray area and discretion when it comes to mental health cases. Meanwhile, Charles Wong was arrested in California, and that's where he lives and works as a dog trainer. Charges on the indictment include felon in possession of a firearm and impersonating a police officer.